Welcome back. My name is Tino. In this video, I'll be taking you through querying from the database. The keyword to query from a database is to do a select all from. This from clause is one of the clauses that you see regularly, that you use regularly when querying from your database. So the format is select the fields you want to select. If you want to select everything from, then the table name. To choose from a table, every table belongs to a database. So you need to know the name of the database you want to select from. So from here, this is my database. I'll expand this. Then I can go to, if I'm querying from AdventureWorks, I'll expand AdventureWorks. Pick a table there that I want to work on. For instance, if this is human resource shift that I want to work on, I can just drag it down. That is the name of the table. So I can just say execute. I'll get the data there. Another thing you can do is this particular field is called the schema. So you can also use a three-part name. For instance, you can do a select all from, you put the database name, DB name, schema name, then table name. So this is a three-part name. In this case, you don't have, even if you have another database here, you'll be able to query it. But if you have another database here and you don't put your DB name here, it will give you an error if that table does not belong to that database. So you should always ensure that you either select the database name here or you put it here. Another thing you can do is to use the keyword go. You can say use AdventureWorks, then go. So when you do this, then you can start to query from your database. Select all from this human resource. So I'm going to comment out these ones, and I have model here. I can still select from this database. You can see when I said use this, it's changed this place, this database name here selected here to AdventureWorks from model that it was. So that is how to use select in a database. So another command I will introduce you to is the update. Before I go to the update, I would like to introduce you to some other keywords when you're using your select clause. For instance, if I'm going to query from this table, I can do something like to check a unique, to return unique value. I can say select modify date. Okay. So if I do this, it will automatically bring out, there is IntelliSense there, modified date, yeah. So I have 3 modified dates here, and if I just want it to return the date that this particular 3 records have, the day, the night, and the evening shift, then I can just bring out, they only have one date, which is 30th of April 2028. So I can say select distinct. They are the same. So I can return the distinct value of these 3. So it's giving me just 1. So that is how to use a distinct keyword in SQL. Also, to use an alias in SQL, let's look at it. I've got this. So if I want to change this particular field, if I want to change the header, that's the field name, to something else, I can say select shift ID comma, name, has, shift name. So I'm renaming it in the records to be returned. End time as shift end time. Then I can say modify date. Okay, so let's query it. This is shift ID. So you can see the name of the column is now changed from shift name, from name to shift name, and from end date to shift end date because I have renamed it. It is not renamed in a database. It is just for you to fetch data, to fetch record and give it another name. It is personal to you. Some other persons will not see it. So this is personal to you in your own projection. Also, to concatenate fields in the database, I would be showing you that in using another database. So I have this database here. So you can I want to query from this table HR employees. So I can say, I'm dragging it here first. I say TSQL 2025 dot, that is database, the three part name that I mentioned here, the three part name. Database name, the schema name, and table name. So the schema name is just to group, to categorize within the database. You can still also group different tables. So you can have different tables with the same name, but they belong to different categories. So that is the essence. There may be some very complicated DB in your environment where you have to do that, or even for security reasons, you don't want some other persons to have access. So you just grant access to a particular schema. So that is the reason why some of this categorization is being done. So I want to query select employee ID, let me say from, so that I get it from first name. So to concatenate now, I want to concatenate. Okay, let me return the last name also. Then we can concatenate first name plus, I want a space in between them, plus last name. Okay, then I can give it an alias, has full name. So this is the full name, Sarah Davis Don Funk. The first name is this, the last name is this. So when I concatenated them using this plus sign, then I have this. So to give it more space, to have space in between them, I will increase the space by 1. Then I have space between the two names. Another way you can use alias, if you don't have a comma between your columns, it will take them as an alias. So I've removed that as command, as keyword. Then I still have the same thing. The same thing here, if you don't put comma between first name and last name, it will give you your first name and and make last name the header, the field name. Can you see what you have here? Instead of having first name and last name. So that is what, and this is the first name. Okay. If you have questions, just put it in the comment section below. Then I'll be able to answer you and respond to you. Also, instead of a space, I can put an hyphen in between them. And it will also give me, you can see I have an hyphen. Then I can make it hyphen and a space. So you should also observe that regardless of what is here, when I make it a 3-part name, it's used this database name directly. So it's another efficient way of getting your work done. So thank you. In the next video, I'll be looking at the other commands in SQL.